Snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question?
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
We got Campbell news, man. Shout out to Campbell. We going to Cobb County. So this is a story that I've seen before, but I didn't know what it was because I tried to click on it with the AJC and it was like a subscriber only story, so I couldn't see it. So I pulled this up with WSB because WSB covered it as well. But Campbell High School is in Smyrna in Cobb County, suburb of Atlanta, place where I was when I was a baby. And yeah, fired Cobb County High School basketball coaches get their jobs back. And the two coaches, they named the gym after them. They named the gym after them and they lost their jobs. It became like this big thing where people were like, why? And they gave them their jobs back. I don't know why they lost their jobs. That's why I guess I'm going to read it here. A pair of popular basketball coaches at Campbell High School in Cobb County have gotten their jobs back. Previously, boys basketball coach James Gwynn and girls basketball coach Randy McClure were denied new teaching contracts for the upcoming school year without giving any reason by the school. But after an investigation, Superintendent Chris Ragsdale recommended both men be rehired and offered new contracts. Both coaches accepted and signed their contracts, Ragsdale said on Thursday night. More than 4,000 people signed a petition calling for the coaches, whose the school's gymnasium is named after, to be reinstated. Very excited, thankful, and most of all, grateful to God, McClure said. I was surprised, but I was very pleased by the overwhelmed by it. Nothing we expected, Gwynn said. Between them, Gwynn and McClure have a combined 7 decades of experience at Campbell High School. The coaches say they plan to start reaching out to parents and players on Friday to start scheduling the offseason workouts and practices. Now we're going to do what we want to do, work with the kids, Gwynn said. So why did they get fired? I guess that's why this WSB is free, huh? He didn't tell us why. Why did they get fired? Community rally, supporters at the meeting. I'll keep reading. We'll just do it like that then. All right. Supporters of fired Cobb County basketball coaches packed the school board meeting. It was standing room only at its Cobb County school board meeting on Thursday night. Dozens of people packed the boardroom to rally around two coaches who they said were abruptly fired. Coach Randy McClure and Coach James Gwynn, who coached the girls and boys basketball teams at Campbell High School, said they were blindsided. Hold on, Twin. Hold on, Twin. Norwegian cruise ships. Got to shut them up real quick. Said they were blindsided last week when they learned their contracts would not be renewed at the end of the semester. I would have loved to have known that it was my last year during the season. Bro, chill. Where is the pause button? These ads got to chill, bro. These ads got to chill, dude. All right. To be dismissed and not know that this was my last year, that's tough. There were nearly 4,000 signatures. Dang, look how packed this thing was. Gosh, Lee, I'm talking in it. I'm sorry, bro. Too much TikTok, too much YouTube. There were 4,000 signatures on change.org petition. 4,000 for a local high school basketball team is insane. There's probably not 4,000 students that even go to Campbell High School, bro. Like, because at Marietta, it was like a huge high school, but it was only like 2,000 and a half kids. Population, I'll say that. Yeah, population. That's New Hampshire. Okay, hold on. New Hampshire. For Georgia, though. Let me see. Georgia. Yeah, they have 2,928 students, bro. They have less than 3,000 students, and they had over 4,000 signatures. That's crazy. You talk about a community, bro. That's a community, bro. That's a community, bro. Petition demanding a full investigation into the termination of both coaches who have combined 1,200 career wins. We have been in the region championship for like 13 plus years now, and our girls team has a GPA of 3.7. The boys team had a winning season as well, McClure said. The school is even named the Gwynn McClure Gymnasium after the two decorated coaches. We're committed to Campbell, Gwynn said. We are Campbell folks. We are committed to this community. And we feel like it's obvious This is where we want us to be for our careers. They said they wanted to be reinstated, which is what some of the student athletes would like to see as well. I would love to see him back, said Campbell High School sophomore Cooper Watkins, who had Coach Gwynn as his baseball coach last season. He's very dedicated, very good person, and he really supports the players and the families. He's just a really, really good coach. Supporters were calling for an investigation, which Superintendent Chris Ragsdale said is underway. When I learned of the way they were let go, I immediately called and I personally initiated a review of the decision, Ragsdale said. That review has now resulted in an investigation. As a district, we hold ourselves to a higher standard than how this was handled. Ragsdale said he will report the findings at the conclusion of the investigation and share any actions taken. So, but why were they fired? I still don't know why they were fired. This is what I want to know. I don't want to stop until I find out why they were fired. I'm gonna go back to this one. Community to rally. Which one should I? I'm gonna go here. We'll see. Parents, they approached the school board. Gymnasium, I felt away. The district, okay, we are actively investigating. So nobody found out why they were fired. Is it on Facebook? It's probably on Facebook. Man, stop, bro. Stop the cat, bro. We wear your Campbell blue to stand against. This is crazy, bro. I have to find out what happened. We're not doing that. Okay, I'm gonna look this up on Facebook and see if I can find it there. If I see something, I'll share the screen. If not, I guess it's just something that I'll never find out what was that exactly going on back home and things of that sort. All right, let me see. Reggie C. All right. Today was a wonderful example of letting your voice be heard. I got the opportunity to stand with former classmates, family, and faculty. If you missed the Cobb County School Board meeting, the wrongful firing of Coach Randy McClure and James Gwynn is now under investigation. As I walked out of the meeting, a high school student from another school said to me she didn't think students of her school would even do that to a teacher. In my mind, I could think all like us. Campbell High School is a family and we bleed blue. Yeah, they packed that thing out. That's beautiful, but we don't know why they were fired. Campbell High School and Smyrna community deserve answers. Coach James Gwynn have spent decades shaping the lives of students on and off the basketball court. They weren't just coaches, they were mentors, teachers, and leaders who dedicated their careers to building not just winning teams, but strong young men and women. Their impact stretches far beyond the thousands of students they coached, taught, and supported. On March 11th, in a closed-door meeting with no department chairs present, these two pillars of our community were abruptly informed that their contracts would not be renewed. After combined 71 years of service, 1,200 career wins, 16 regional titles, and countless lives changed, they were stripped of the chance to celebrate the end of two incredibly successful basketball seasons with their players, staff, and thousands of supporters. This is not how we honor a legacy of excellence. I was never on their teams, though many people I love were, but I learned much more of life about them. Their involvement in student government and leadership and focus and rigor in their classrooms deeply impacted my life. Their leadership, integrity, and unwavering support to the commitment of Campbell High School deserve respect and a fair, transparent process. We are asking for a full investigation into this decision, calling on the Cobb County School Board to halt their termination until we get answers. If you believe in fairness, respect, and standing up for those who have given up so much to our community, please sign this petition and share it. Campbell Spartan family, let's rally together. These coaches have spent their lives for the students. Now it's time to fight for them. Is there, okay, maybe it's on thechange.com. Still do not know why they were fired. All right. She called for a meeting for clarity. Each school district has allotment teachers have to combine luxurious careers. The abrupt manner. All right, hold on. Abrupt manner, they were dismissed. The treatment one might expect of an adversary rather than two esteemed coaches with only a tenuous justification based on allotment. They were denied the professional dignity of either resigning on their own terms or returning to their class. So allotment, it was money. They got rid of them for money. Or they were like, we didn't have enough spaces for you all. Okay. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to find it, bro. There's got to be like something. All right. I drove the bus for their girls. We demand answers. Let's keep celebrating them. A proclamation. Jeez Louise, man. So the city of Smyrna gave them a proclamation honoring them after they lost their jobs. Ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Recognize Coach James Gwynn and Coach Randy McClure for their remarkable achievements and lasting contributions to our community. I encourage all citizens to celebrate the legacy, honor their dedication to student athletes, and express gratitude. This is great, but what does it really mean? Thanks for a summary. It's their right way of honoring them. It might feel like a great pat on the back. It's all good. Will they demand? They will be in high demand soon. Perhaps join forces for their own league. This is ridiculous, bro. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to lie to you. Nobody is explaining why they got fired. I wonder how many administrators got laid off. Oh, right, none. I bet that school had more administrators than they had teachers. Okay, Cobb County School District can find the money. Okay, so they're saying they didn't have the money for them, but they like got rid of two of the more popular coaches. That's crazy. This is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This is insane. All right. I see it was 6 people and they all jumped out. So I'll get off of this extremely hyper local topic. But dang, this is insane though. Were they like targeted? They had to. Well, I don't know. Ongoing investigation. Oh, let me see right here. This is Craig Sager's son, by the way, y'all. Oh, hold on. I don't have my shared screen audio on. Let me stop and reshare it so y'all could get the audio too and y'all could hear what I'm listening to. It's Craig Sager's son. I think this is Craig Sager Jr. Let's go.
Develop now is there is an investigation to
Rest in peace, Craig Sager.
look into. Would you call it a firing?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, so look into the firing, the decision not to renew the contract. What have you heard just about this investigation? How much legs it has?
Well, I think that the county is looking into it and looking into how things were handled, how the information was presented to us. And I think that they're talking to most of the parties involved and possibly even players and parents. I'm not sure, but I think they definitely want to get everybody's side of the story and also talk to myself and Coach McClure. And that's sort of all you want sometimes, is to feel like you've been heard. And I think that's what the community wanted to feel like they've been heard. And I think that they're getting all the details. And sometimes that's satisfying.
Yeah, and you're obviously very familiar with the Campbell community, and you actually served as an administrator for 11 years. You know how this process works, but do you still feel blindsided by this entire thing, just how it happened, coming off another successful season?
Certainly. We were very surprised. We found out that we had a meeting Friday, and then we had it scheduled for Tuesday. And then on Tuesday, they told us our contracts would not be renewed. And very surprised. That was the last thing that we expected. And also, even when there's coaching changes, we have a lot of ex-coaches in the building. The coaches are still allowed to stay there and keep their day jobs and their staff jobs here. We don't make a whole lot from coaching.
Yeah, we have that at Marietta. Is a coach that lost his basketball job, but he still, shout out Coach Lyons, he still works at the school and stuff.
We're making most of our money from being here during the day. So, but we were both stunned. I was almost speechless. I didn't really know how to take it.
Yeah, and what's that been like, just with yourself and Coach McClure, been at the same school for a while, to both be going through this at the same time?
That's also very surprising. That we not that we didn't think we might leave at the same time, but we certainly didn't think we would leave suddenly, at the same time. And that was, we were talking, hey, we may have to get new jobs, which I haven't looked for a job in a long time. So,
Well, yeah, and then this investigation, it's still ongoing. I believe it launched last Thursday, some point last week. But what do you just hope to be resolved from this? Is it a situation where you just feel like coaches like yourselves that have been in a place for a long time need just more communication throughout this process, or what's the best case scenario?
well, I would have, no matter whose decision it was, I would have always wanted to know if it was my last year. And I knew it was my last year while I was coaching. If it was my last game, I would have wanted to know, hey, this is my last game. And I've done this a long time, so I wouldn't have been disappointed if somebody had just asked me, what are your plans, coach? What are you thinking in terms of, you've been doing this 40 some years? What are your plans? And I would have been glad to discuss that with anybody in leadership.
Yeah, and then your time at Campbell, you won a state title at North Clayton. You were living in the Smyrna area, so you've been there a long time. But do you have any aspirations to coach somewhere else now that this has happened?
I think about that because I still love coaching. What I want to do is just coach young people, and it's kind of my passion. I sort of made my career change many years ago to do this, and just haven't looked back. So still have a desire. I certainly could be an assistant because I'm not, but I'd like to make my own practice schedule if I could. But I do have I wasn't finished with coaching just yet.
Absolutely. And then what have you just thought about the support that's come out?
All right, cool beans. All right, so yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm glad they got their jobs back, but what, like, if it was a money move, like y'all couldn't ask the community, hey, let's raise some more money for these, I don't know, something. And in the age of NIL, you know what I'm saying? These kids in high school are getting paid and stuff like that. Like, let's find a way to pull a community NIL thing, get a local car wash owner or a local, it's Smyrna, bro. For those of y'all who don't know, bro, hold on. Let me pull it up. For those of y'all who do not know, Smyrna. This is Smyrna. This is Smyrna, bruh. It's a very affluent area. And yes, there are parts of Smyrna who are, just aren't quite as developed yet and things of that sort. But it's a very affluent, developed area. There are some dangerous part. There's like a little dangerous pocket, as is, I think, with every city, every town, where it's not that. But Smyrna is a very nice area. So yeah, you definitely have some people who own businesses who have money in the Smyrna community. You can go out, find a community way to do some NIL deals or whatever, and keep the coaches here. If the coaches mean this much to the community, and you saw how much they meant to the community, over 4,000 signatures, packed out the Cobb County School District board meeting. Like, people only pack out board meetings and local stuff like that when they really, really care about something. And they really, really care about these two coaches right here. I'm glad they got their jobs back. But ridiculous, just, I think, not even trying to keep the coaches and just being like, well, we don't have the money to keep y'all. Like, that's insane, bro. That's insane. Hold on. Let me pull them up. Let me see. Hold on.
Like to say,
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So, justice for James Gwynn. And who was the other coach name? Let me get the other coach's name too. And Randy McClure. Justice for both of those guys. I'm glad that they got their jobs back.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question. Brandon,
We
one quick
can't
question.
ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.